Hey Karen, I got some Sichuan food and I added some rosemary and some thyme to it to add extra flavor.
Ooh.
Hey Karen, I had 2 hours to do this business report and I finished it an hour early. So I even added some extra cartoons to it to make it even better. My boss is going to be so pleased with this. Hey Karen, look, I got this artist to do this Song Dynasty painting for me and he left all this empty space, so I added some of my own drawings to make it even better.
Ben, what have you been doing, like adding aliens to a Song Dynasty painting? It's what we'd say in Chinese as 画蛇添足.
Painting the snake, adding feet. Maybe you can explain.
Well, basically it means adding something that's completely unnecessary. Like snakes, they don't have feet, so if you add feet to a painting of snakes, it's kind of going over the top and unnecessary.
Oh, so where does this story come from, Karen?
Well, during the Warring States period in the True State, there was a family carrying out some rituals to worship the ancestors. Now, afterwards, they had a pot of ceremonial wine left over, and they wanted to give it to the servants. But it wouldn't be enough for all of them to drink, so one of the servants came up with an idea. They'll have a drawing competition. Each one of them will draw a snake on the ground, and whoever was the quickest and the best will win the pot of wine. So they started to draw, and very soon one of the servants finished his snake. Now he was so happy with his drawing skills that as he was holding the winning wine in one arm, he decided he would make the snake better by adding some feet to it. But before he finished adding the feet, another servant who finished his drawing snatched the pot of wine away. He told the first guy the rules were you had to draw a snake quickly, but what you drew is not a snake, because snakes don't have feet, so I'm winning this competition and the wine is mine. So from then on, people say 画蛇添足 to describe doing something that's completely unnecessary.
So I guess you shouldn't really be adding anything to something that's already perfect. I guess you're not going to like my Black Forest Gâteau with added Sichuan peppercorns then.
Ben, no, that would be a prime example of 画蛇添足.
Well, that's all for this week, guys. But first of all, before we go, I'd like to introduce you to a great website that we've been working with, StudyMoreChinese.com. It's kind of like a social network for learning Chinese. You can sign in using your Facebook account, so there's no hassle signing up with passwords, etc. And, you know, you can have a profile on there, you can have friends, there's videos, there's introduction to Chinese characters, there's blogs. I'm writing on a blog on there too, so you can check that out. It's a pretty awesome site, so do have a look at that. Check it out. But for now,
再见.
And, you know, I do actually think that it improves the picture, don't you think? I mean...
Well, I mean, now we know what he's looking at.
Yeah, he's looking at
a spaceship with 2 aliens, but he's kind of taking away the imagination of people. You know, he could be gazing into anything. Now we know that there are aliens back in the Song Dynasty.
But this brings it into the 21st century, you know, modernization.
We don't need to modernize everything now.
On a serious note, though, Song Dynasty, Shanshui Hua, as they call it, mountain and water painting, is very beautiful.
Yeah.
And one characteristic of the Song Dynasty was that the country was weak. Because this is from the southern Song. The southern Song. The country was weak because they had been invaded from the north by the Jurchens, and you know, who founded their Jin dynasty. And you know, so the Song Dynasty often left these in their paintings. They often left these huge spaces
on purpose,
empty spaces. Yeah.
So that someone generations later would add their own spaceship and do aliens to it.
No, it was to symbolize a feeling of emptiness, of you know, that they'd lost because they lost the north. You
Very
know,
poetic.
Chinese culture was missing something at that time, and you know, the scholar turned inwards and was gazing into the mountains in quiet contemplation of the plight of Chinese culture. It was very awesome.
It was.
And maybe they
it was very awesome.
saw some aliens. It's still awesome. Come on, I'm gonna.
What do you guys think?
What do you guys think? In the comments below, in the comments section below, like a real YouTuber. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna hang this on my wall anyway. So.
Okay.
And you know, if you're lucky, we'll do a competition. You can win.
You can win this
you
picture.
Can win this picture. Yeah.